During endoscopy, the vocal folds are visualized. Immediately below, we see the proximal anastomosis and the reconstructed right hemilaryngeal defect. This is the recipient's mucosal graft in the middle part of the transplant. The distal anastomosis between transplant and native trachea is clearly visible. After orthotopic transplantation, the distal site of the transplant was followed at regular times before, during, and after ceasing immunosuppressive therapy. The endoscopic image 3 months after orthotopic transplantation is compared with that after 8 months. We see the distal suture line, the donor respiratory epithelium, and the recipient buccal mucosal graft. The images after 3 and 8 months are comparable. The margins of the buccal mucosal graft are slightly thicker after 8 months. The endoscopic image 8 months after orthotopic transplantation is now compared with that after 13 months, 1 month after stopping immunosuppressive drugs. After 13 months, the recipient's buccal mucosa is intact and swollen, while the donor's epithelial lining shows early signs of necrosis. At 14 months, necrosis of the donor's epithelial lining is more advanced. At 15 months, and 3 months after stopping immunosuppressive drugs, the recipient mucosa is still intact, while the donor mucosal sites are covered by well-vascularized granulation tissue. This area will undergo secondary healing and repopulation by recipient epithelium. The endoscopy 2 years after orthotopic transplantation and 1 year after stopping immunosuppressive drugs shows a fully healed transplant. The site of the recipient's mucosal lining has enlarged compared to the situation during withdrawal of immunosuppressive therapy. The airway lumen is reduced at the sites of the rejected donor mucosal lining. 2 years after orthotopical transplantation, the reconstructed airway is stable and safe.